Show. You're live, Kat.
Welcome to the Kat Kanavos Show on New Earth TV. Please check out our show on the same Facebook page. Right now we are live on the Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos Facebook page. And the Kat Kanavos Show will be on New Earth TV as well later. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, co-author of the Amazon bestseller pre-publication, Dreams That Can Save Your Life. As a dream expert, my waking world is all about dreams. So remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Our guest tonight is Howard Martin, and he is the co-author of Heart Intelligence, Connecting with the Intuitive Guidance of the Heart. And he's also Executive Vice President of HeartMath. Welcome to the show, Howard Martin.
Kat, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you having me on your show. And I'm here in my offices in Northern California at HeartMath's offices. And I hope everybody who's listening all around the world gets something of value from our conversation together tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So you are a co-author. So tell us about your other co-author and how the two of you met.
Well, they're actually on the book Heart Intelligence, which you're referring to. It's a very unusual book in some ways. There's four authors, but it's not what's called a collaborative book. In other words, it's really a representation, I think, of working together, of four people being able to combine their messages with a similar tones. And we all come at our subject matter from a little different angle and perspective. And so I think that gives the reader something extra when you have four of us who are speaking to that subject. The other author, primary author, is Dr. Childrey. He's the founder of HeartMath, and he and I have been friends now for over 40 years. We met many, many years ago, both young men in North Carolina, in a pursuit of finding out, what life was about and what we were about and how we could improve both. The other two authors are Deborah Rosman, who's the CEO of HeartMath, and author of many books as well. And the fourth author is Dr. Roland McCready, who is the director of research at the HeartMath Institute. So the four of us have been working together here at HeartMath now for 28 years. It's amazing that time has gone by so fast. We started out with little or nothing, and we built this into a company and an organization that has I'm happy to say, a footprint worldwide, and helping a lot of people understand themselves and navigate these changing times that we're all living in right now that can be daunting and challenging very often.
So, that is amazing that you've got four people working on that book. So, that must be an absolutely incredible book. And to think that the four of you were able to work together, because Dr. Larry Burke and I worked together on Dreams That Can Save Your Life. And I've got to tell you, going back and forth with that manuscript can really get tricky. So, tell us, what do you mean by intuitive guidance of the heart? We don't really kind of think of intuitive guidance and heart.
Well, our work here for years, as I mentioned, has been around understanding heart in new and different ways. That's what we're known for. And we've built a system of tools, techniques, and technology, all underpinned with scientific research designed to connect people to this amazing intelligence we all have called heart. It's an intelligence that can and does lift us beyond our problems. It is definitely intuitive. It's high speed. It is the kind of intelligence that gives us the ability to do what we often think we can't. It's a very supporting energy, and it's the kind of intelligence that gives birth to the emotions that we want more of, like love and care, compassion, appreciation, those type of emotional qualities. Intuition is a field of information that exists, is always there. It is information that shows up as direct knowingness. In other words, it just shows up. We know something. It makes sense. It feels right. It often shows up more as a feeling rather than thoughts, actually. We feel that this is the right thing to do or that we shouldn't do this. It's that type of an intelligence, but it has a solidness to it where we get it and we feel like, aha, this makes sense. Now, the question is how do we access it? And in my opinion, we access it through the heart. You see, the heart, even at a physical level, is more than a blood pump. It's sending information to the brain and to the rest of the body. It's lots of information that's critically dependent upon this information being sent to us by heart. We also have reason to believe that it receives information. that it tags into and tunes into a field of information like intuition that operates beyond just the normal logical linear intelligence that we have. So we learn to access intuition from really bringing forth the qualities of heart. When we're kinder to someone, when we are less judgmental, when we are actually compassionate and loving towards someone or something or life itself, we open up to so much more. And we open up to what we call intuition, this high-speed knowingness that can help guide us through these changing times.
So let me ask you, how is this heart-centered intuitive guidance different from our gut instincts, which is kind of what we're more used to hearing? Not so much intuition from our heart, but kind of from our gut. How is it different?
Well, I think, Kat, that it's just more refined. It's got more nuance to it than just a gut feeling. Gut feelings are sort of reactions. They're very, sort of primal in a certain way. Not bad, but they're just sort of very primal, reactions to the events of life. Intuition is subtle. It's nuanced. It provides guidance for us. It gently whispers at times to us. It doesn't always roar. It gives us, sort of a direction about things when we really slow down and listen. It looks out for the whole. It's not just reactive. It's inclusive. It's embracing. It's giving us the ability to see things from wider angle views and perspectives, not just, one pointed views of don't do this or do that. It's so much more refined than simply a gut reaction. It's a magnificent and beautiful experience when we have intuitive contact.
Yeah, I agree. I hear people say, I feel in my heart. And that's how I know that what the intuition that they're getting is coming from something that is beyond the brain. They haven't thought it through. They're going with their heart instinct.
That's
so
right.
you talk about the doorway to fulfillment is in your heart. I got that off of the information that was sent to me by your PR agent. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's actually a quote from the first book that I co-authored with Doc Chilry called Heart Intelligence, which many people today consider to be the definitive work on that subject. It's become a classic. It's actually amazing. Somebody asked me about it the other day. That book was published 19 years ago, and HarperCollins still publishes it. They won't give it back. It's still selling. And which is amazing. Most books are long gone 19 years later, and this book continues to sell and grow. But it's a line from that book in the last chapter when Doc and I talked about when the longing stops, it's replaced by our fulfillment. We find this place inside ourselves. Fulfillment is different things for different people. We all are born into life with what I call a fulfillment package. It's like a present we come into life with. Part of the game of life is to unwrap that present and get out of that box, that fulfillment package, everything that we could possibly want. Unfortunately, we don't get too far with it. Usually, most people don't, at least. They barely get the bow off the box. But fulfillment is inside. It's also outside. It can be things like money or relationships or good health. It can also be an awareness that we have, insights that we gain, our ability to communicate, our ability to sense, our ability to perceive life from very interesting and unique angles. So there's no prescription for what fulfillment is, and there's no end to it, in other words. It's not like we reach a state called fulfillment. Fulfillment's always evolving. It's always changing. And it's actually moment to moment. I can feel fulfilled or less fulfilled or even unfulfilled in any given moment in time, depending upon how I am perceiving the circumstance I'm in. So fulfillment is a flowing, beautiful thing that happens to us. And we have the ability within our hearts to have so much more than we could possibly imagine. Life can give us so many different gifts. But it requires, I think, really slowing down the roar of the racing mind and emotions, tapping into our heart's intelligence, letting that intuitive guidance help us make the choices that lead us to a more fulfilling life.
So how can we get your book and connect with you?
Well, the book is available on Amazon.com like every other book. It's also available through HeartMath at HeartMath.com. Go to HeartMath.com and see a world of understanding all these things. It's just a book. It's just a small part of what we do. It was actually also a #1 bestseller on Amazon when it came out in 3 categories. So the book's done well. But it's just a book, and it gives people a great starting point for understanding, what we're about and what we do. But there's a lot more. What motivates me today is really doing what I can to facilitate a movement of adding more heart to everything in life and add heart movement. And there are products and services on our website, like Add Heart Facilitator Program is a great example where people can learn tools and techniques and science that supports HeartMath and learn how to go out into life and share that with others, whether it be professionally or personally, whether it be in someone's Sunday school class or someone's yoga class or at a doctor's office or in a checkout line in the grocery store. It's just about adding more of these qualities so everybody can have more fulfillment. That's what motivates me, is I want people to be fulfilled in their lives.
So can you share maybe a quick little technique with our audience on how they can connect a little bit more with this heart intuition?
Sure. I'll give you a technique. It's quick. It's actually called the quick coherence technique. Coherence is a state when heart, brain, and body are working in synchronized ways, and it's a very healthy and efficient state, but it also opens us up to more intuitive insight and clarity and direction. It's 3 simple steps, but it can be used anytime, anywhere. You can use it with your eyes open, or you can close your eyes. Either way is fine, and it's a great technique for sort of making contact with your heart's intelligence in the moment. So the 3 steps are this. Step 1 is called heart focus, and what I'd like everyone listening now to do is to simply shift your attention to the area right here in the center of your chest, the area of your heart. Just feel the energy move right there to the center of your chest. Now, with your attention there, we'll go to step 2. It's called heart-focused breathing. What I'd like everyone to do is to breathe naturally, not in a forced way, but deeper than you normally would. And as you're breathing that way, I want you to imagine as if your breath is actually flowing in and out, right through the area of the heart. Right through the area of the heart, in and out. Imagine your breath, as you breathe a little deeper than normal, is flowing in and out through that area. Get your breath comfortable, and now we'll go to the 3rd and most important step. It's called heart feeling. Continue to do that heart-focused breathing, and what I'd like you to do now is to activate a regenerative, uplifting emotion. Here's a good one to try. Just appreciate the good things in your life. Even if life is tough, there's always something we can appreciate. Find that feeling, that gentle feeling of appreciation. It might be easier for you to feel, let's say, the love or the care that you have for someone or something in your life. A person, a pet, a place, whatever that is for you. And again, without it feeling forced, just gently feel that emotion while you breathe in and out through the area of the heart. It's a simple technique. I'll give you the steps again, and I'll tell you what's happening really quickly because I know we have a short amount of time. What happens in your body when you do that? It's heart focused breathing, and the activation of a heart feeling. As you do that, it synchronizes the nervous system. The communication that takes place between the heart and the brain and the rest of the body improves. It releases hormones into your body that regenerate you, like more DHEA or more oxytocin. It then begins to change your emotions. As you begin to activate that positive, uplifting emotion, you begin to change sort of the emotional nature that you're in. As you do that, those type of emotions begin to become more readily available. They sort of flow. That opens you up to more intuitive contact. Now you're in a state where you can access that field of information that we call intuition, because it's always there. It's just a matter of tuning into it. That little simple technique can be used to reduce stress, to make decisions. It can be used right before a phone call, right before an interview with Kat. Many different ways you can apply that little simple technique called the quick coherence technique.
That was wonderful. I could really feel that, because if there was one thing that would make me happy that I could focus on that is actually part of my heart, it would be my health. Because I really believe that when you've got your health, you've got everything. So I can see where this heart technique would definitely work.
Yeah, it can really work. And that's just one of many techniques in the HeartMath system. It's actually the simplest of all of our techniques. It also has high utility value because it is simple, and you can do it anytime, anywhere. And in today's world, with everything going crazy and moving so fast, we need simple. We don't need more complex.
We do. And this is something you can use anywhere. Even when you're sitting in traffic, waiting for the car to move an inch, you could actually do this technique. Well, I want to thank you so much, Howard Martin, co-author of Heart Intelligence, Connecting with the Intuitive Guidance of the Heart. I want to thank you so much for being on the show with us tonight, and I hope you'll come back again with more techniques.
I'll be glad to, Kat. We'll do it again. And in the meantime, I hope everybody listening got something of value out of our time together. Go to HeartMath.com, explore a whole new world of understanding. We've had 10 or 15 minutes to have this conversation, but there's a lot more. So, let's do another show sometimes. I'd be more than happy to do that with you.
I'd love to do that. So, everyone, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Tune in next Tuesday for some more great guests. Until then, good night. Be well.